Okay, so this is the final third of 3 videos on from section 9.2 on hyperbolas, and here we're going to focus on completing the square. So just recollection, we have a hyperbola is a conic section. It's defined by our vertices, our foci, and our asymptotes. So here, this is just the standard format. There was a previous video that kind of went through all of this and worked through a couple of problems. There's equations here for all of the points that are of interest, and you can note them down here, but I'm also going to ask that when they post this video that they add in the comments a sheet with all of the formulas in one place. Okay, so this is our standard format of our hyperbola. We have x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. So sometimes we're given an equation that looks like this. Sometimes we're given points for the foci and the vertices and asked to put them into this type of equation. But for sometimes we're given an equation that looks like this, and we need to get it into some sort of standard form. So we're going to work on that here. So the way that we do that is by completing the square. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to add 153 to both sides. And I'm going to group this. When I rewrite this, I'm going to factor out, we have in our x, we can factor out a 4. So we're going to factor out a 4. This becomes x squared minus 6x. And we're going to leave a space here. And out of our y's, we're going to factor out a negative 9. So this is y squared minus 10y. And again, I'm leaving a space so I can complete that square. And this is equal to 153. So to complete the square, I need to take half of this value. Half of this negative 6 is 3, and square it. So we need to plus 9. And that negative 3, this becomes my perfect square of x minus 3. Okay? I added 9, but I added 4 times 9. So over here, I have to add 4 times 9. Okay? We have a 4 out here. Now we're going to subtract 9. We have to take, this is plus 10. So we factored out the negative 9. I'm sorry about that. Plus 10. So we take half of 10, that's 5. So this becomes y plus 5 is my square. We have to square 5, so this becomes plus 25. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other, so we have to add this over here. So it's really important that you have I didn't do this in that we have the 9 times 25 and not just 25. So that's a common mistake. So you have to make sure that you multiply whatever this is out here. Okay? And then this, when we add this up, 153 plus 4 times 9 minus 925, this is minus 36. So to get in standard form, we have to divide everything by negative 36. So this becomes negative x minus 3 squared over 9. When we simplify 4 over 36, we get 1 over 9. And these negatives cancel out. This becomes plus. This is y plus 5 over 4 equals 1. And I'm just going to rewrite this with my y out front. So this is y minus 5 plus 5 squared over 4 minus x minus 3 squared over 9 is equal to 1. Okay? So now we have it in the standard format that we can work with. I don't know how I exited out of slideshow, but I'm going to go here and slideshow, and I'm going to clear all of this stuff from the previous. So now we have up here, I've just rewritten the equation that we had on the other page. It's y plus 5 squared divided by 4, x minus 3 squared divided by 9 is equal to 1. So our center is always the x, x minus, x is minus 3. Y minus is going to be negative 5 because it's positive. So we change the sign. So 3, negative 5. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that point on my graph. That's going to be my center. Now my vertex, because we have positive y, we're going to move in our vertical direction the square root of 4. So we're going to move up 2 and down 2 from my center. Okay? So this is going to be negative 5 plus 2, negative 5 minus 2. So this becomes 3, negative 3 was our first point, and 3, negative 7 was our second point. We can do our foci. Our foci, again, our c squared is going to equal a squared plus b squared. So we just add our denominators. We add 4 plus 9. Which is equal to 13. So c is equal to the square root of 13. The square root of 13 is approximately 3.6. So we're going to move up 3.6 and down 1 from our center, 3.6. So these are our foci. And the coordinates of those points, we're just going to do, our negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 13. So 3, negative 5 plus the square root of 13, and 3, negative 5 minus the square root of 13. Oops. Okay, so those are our foci. To draw our asymptotes is we're going to form our box, and our box is 2 in our y direction, 3 in our x direction, because the square root of 9 is 3. So we're going to go from our center over 3 over 3, and this becomes our box for our asymptotes. I'm going to draw them again, like I said in the previous video. I'm drawing these. They should technically be dotted lines when you draw them. But they go through the center and through the corners of those boxes. And we can write the equations of our asymptotes. Our rise was the square root of our denominator, 4. Our run was the square root of a denominator for our x, which is 3. So we have 2/3 is our slope, and we're going through this point that's 3, negative 5. So this becomes y plus 5 is our point slope. And you'll notice that this is just our y numerator. Y plus 5 is equal to our rise was 2, our run was 3, and then times x minus 3. That's one of them, and the other is y plus 5 equal to negative 2/3 x minus 3. Okay. So final step is that we can draw this hyperbola, and again we start at our foci and we approach our vertices and we approach our asymptotes. Okay. Okay. So that's that. When we complete the square, and then we're able to draw that asymptote. And if you need examples where x is positive and y is negative, so that we have a horizontal transverse axis, there's examples of that in the second video, or in both of them, but with not centered at the center, at the origin, in the second video in this series.